Hey everyone, a little video I have been wanting to make since Thursday because Kerry Roberts, our favorite witness so far, went on Good Morning America and did an interview. It was aired the morning before she went on the stand Thursday. She had nothing to do with when it was aired. They do it for the clicks just like all of us grifters do. But watching it, I got this feeling that just as it wasn't smart that Karen Reed did interviews, I'm pretty sure it's not smart Kerry Roberts says anything to anyone in public, especially after we heard her testimony. But let's listen to a few exhibits.
I think people have forgotten John in general. He is the victim. He's lost his life. He's not coming back.
And no one has forgotten John. No one. Everyone is doing this because they believe that either getting Karen convicted or freed is bringing justice to John O'Keefe. This is one of those emotional, heart-wringing, oh, I'm the good person. I have a hard time with that, Kerry.
For the prosecution, because she was the first person Karen Reed called at 5 a.m. the morning of the blizzard trying to find John.
Can you tell me what she said, what Karen told Kerry that morning when she called?
I believe she said, was that the first time she called John's dead?
Yes.
Kerry relayed to Brendan Kane, a longtime friend of John's, the contents of her call that morning with Karen Reed.
When Karen called Kerry, she was histrionic, screaming, John's dead, John's dead. I think you get hit by a plow. Kerry, John's dead. Is that right?
The first phone call was John's dead. Then she hung up.
So that early morning, Kerry...
First of all, why is Brendan Kane answering that question for you? Why didn't you just say, oh, yeah, Karen called me and said, blah, 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 hung up, called me back again? Why did he answer it? It's a weird hearsay. It, again, probably because of the way they cut it, but it seems so weird that she doesn't tell you what Karen told her on the phone. I don't know why they want to put in that hearsay thing, but it just, when you watch it, you think, this is so weird. Why is he answering that question?
We picked up Karen and another O'Keefe friend, Jennifer McCabe.
I knew of her. I had met her once, and that was it.
And I still believe this is a lie. I can't prove it because I don't live in Canton. I don't know these people. But there is no way that you knew of her, that you met her once, and then as soon as you find John, you become attached at the hips. You get her phone number, and you are in near constant contact ever since that day. You sit down with her sister and write a timeline to make sure you can remember everything on behalf on Peggy O'Keefe, a woman that you instead, because you testified, you weren't that close to John. It was actually your husband who was really close to John. And right after John is found unalived, your first thought is not, I'm going to go back to my husband. I'm going to need solace. I want to talk to him. I want to hug him. Your first thought is, let me go drive to Peg O'Keefe's house and pick her up and get her to the hospital, even though she has a car that's perfectly capable of it. And you want us to believe that you take back roads in a snowstorm, not the highway, because what? And you claim with your four-wheel drive, you spun out multiple times going on the highway. Girl. I'm not saying you're a liar, but I just don't believe you because I can't prove you're lying. But I'll just say Pinocchio got nothing on you.
They drive to the house where Karen dropped John off. It's dark in a blinding blizzard.
And that's another little thing. Let's see how blinding that blizzard really is. If you look at the right side of the
Another
road.
O'Keefe friend, Jennifer McCabe.
I knew of her. I had met her once, and that was it.
They drive to the house where Karen dropped.
It's so blinding that you can see a mailbox with a little dusting of snow on top. If this police cruiser had invested $12 in a new pair of windshield wipers, this would have been a normal snowy day. This is, again, one of the myths about how bad the conditions were. You can actually tell there's a mailbox here with a little bit of snow on top of it. It's not that bad. It's because you're lucky that the dash cam is mounted in a cop car. That's horrible. It can't even remove water from the windshield. A dash cam is probably 420 pixels. I bet you if you had, I think it's a 2K camera. I run it at 720. I bet you if you had that camera mounted, you would have a totally different view of how that day was. But now, because they only have this really poor dash cam, they can spin the myth about, oh, we couldn't see anything. When I hit continue, you will instantly be able to see the car down the road and the people on the side of the road, even with this poor camera.
John off. It's dark in a...
You can see the SUV over here. You get blinded by the light behind it, but you can see the SUV is right here.
blinding blizzard.
It was so snowy, you couldn't see. And as we were driving, Karen would lean in between us and she was frantic. I mean, she knew John was missing, so she was frantic about it, as I would be. And then we turned to pull down Fairview and she saw him on the lawn and I didn't.
Kerry quickly joins Karen on the lawn and the two women perform CPR on John until police arrive.
It's so snowy that even on this bad camera, you can clearly see the two women. You can even see their faces. You can see the cars in the background isn't covered in mounds of snow. I really think that if the defense can get this in and clear it up, that should be, it shows a totally different picture than the one we've been sold.
We went to go find him and make sure he got home okay. And when you find him and he's not okay, it was pretty hard.
Kerry and Johns were friends since childhood. So was Brendan Kane.
He was a diehard South Sox, Bruins, Pats fan. Name it, Boston sports. He was.
Someone has been packing on a few pounds.
O'Keefe became a cop like his grandfather, staying close to his family, including his sister Kristen. When she and her husband died with me,
Dances, I would do their hair and get the all hands on deck.
you in as his own. Kerry was his right hand.
It was like all hands on deck when they would go to dance recitals and stuff. Father-daughter dances. I would do their hair and get the boutonniere and get the corsage. And he did a great job. This was one of my best friends.
In the 3 years since Reed was...
He was one of my best friends, and she still claimed that her husband was closer than he was, or she was. She's, again, I can't prove she's lying because I don't know her. I don't know the story, but it seems made up to me. They have their talking points. It's impossible to see anything in this blizzard. That blizzard, we don't get much snow in Denmark. But I've driven worse. If you have a winter tire on and you open your eyes, you can see in that weather. And we're not talking about mounds of snow, because if you go back and watch the entire video, there's no... They try to claim that, he was pushed by the snowplow. No, there's no mounds of snow on the side of the road either. It comes later. That's where all the snow builds up. That's later, because it doesn't really start snowing till 7. But why did Kerry feel the need to do this interview? And why is she out there selling this story? Why is she trying to uphold her best friend in the whole world's memory by clearly lying? I don't get it. And we will probably never find out, unless they catches Jen McCabe in a really big lie and someone starts singing. But her believability is shot all the way to hell. She did her glam shot on Good Morning America. The same day, Fox News had her on their front page saying, well, she lied to a grand jury. Why is this even a case? We have the 227. The 227 was debunked by way of Kerry saying, no, I heard her search for hypothermia, house-long hypothermia. We now know that's a lie. We know she was sat down with the McCabe family writing out a timeline so she could remember what happened, because that's how you do it. We know she was in near constant contact with Jen McCabe and multiple officers after that. We know she tried to put the harassment into it so they could do the same Jen did the last time, tear jerk and make Bev say, you opened it now. This time she shut it down. I hope she'll do the same when Jen will come up there and talk about being harassed. But Kerry, I think she destroyed her own credibility. I hope the jury sees what we see, because her story doesn't add up. And her going on Good Morning America and making a fool of herself, I really hope she regrets it now.